Hey guys, you're listening to Drinks with Lisa, brought to you by Fair Foodie. It's a real and raw discussion with Australian farmers, producers and small business owners. I've been lucky to have met with hundreds of these hardworking Aussies recently, and it's time to share their incredible journeys, challenges and achievements. My goal is to uncover ways in which we can become more mindful consumers and make an impact on the Australian economy, environment and its people. I invite you to grab a drink, sit back and enjoy as I introduce you to some very inspiring guests. Cheers! Newcastle in New South Wales is home to Cattleyard Brewing Co, a craft beer that's brought to you by the people behind Groovin The Moo Music Festival. And I'm very happy to be here today with Fernando Motti, who is one of the directors of Cattleyard Brewing Co. Hi Fernando.
Hi, how are you?
Good, really nice to see you today.
Yeah, good to see you today. Good to be here.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And tell me, what might we be drinking today?
Yeah, so we've got a range of our products today. So we've got 4 different beers that we started in 2017, Cattleyard Brewing Company. And we, I've been working with Groovin The Moo for a long time, since I think it's been 11 years.
Wow.
And my business partner and I then started looking after not only public catering and hospitality for the festival, but also partnerships. And in 2017, we had a conversation with the owners of Groovin The Moo, the promoters, Red and Zingiber, and we decided to create a beer for the festival. So we love hospitality, we love food and drinks and everything. We thought it was the perfect combination.
It is.
Yeah, so we started with our first beer was a Cattleyard Brewing Co lager, which is it's a really tasty beer, and our main objective was to create a beer so you could actually drink all day long at the festival. So I actually get you to try it.
I wouldn't mind trying it.
And let me know what you think. And let me know what you can taste.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Oh, I like it.
So our lager is we use a lot of florals, and you also, I don't know if you can taste them, but you can taste a little bit of a zinc, lime zinc.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's quite light, isn't it?
It's very light.
I imagine it's a really nice summer festival drink.
Yeah, because the idea is that you go to a music festival and you want to be able to drink more than 2 beers and don't get, bloated or, you just want to keep drinking beer all day. And
responsibly,
of course.
But you're
yeah,
right.
then you can have more than one,
Yeah.
and you're still, able to enjoy the party and not feel, feel bad, too full and heavy.
Love it.
So
this was the first beer.
So this was the first beer that kicked off. Originally we had a different brand. Actually, our cans were a bit different.
Same name but different.
Same name.
Right.
The first cans, we actually made them. I don't know if you can notice on this can actually before I say that. This can's a farm gate.
Ah, right.
So
Yeah.
So that's the main image for all our cans. It's a farm gate.
Yeah.
And that's of course referring to Cattleyard, being originally from Newcastle, country, regional. And then we originally have pictures of farm equipment on the cans.
Yes.
So we now moved to the gate. So actually on our cases, you can actually, when you see the case, it's a farm gate on the top. So then when you open the case, it's like you're opening the farm gate.
Oh, I love that.
Which is really cool.
Really nice. Oh, cool. So this was produced in time for the Groovin The Moo festival.
Yeah.
And with the idea of people enjoying it at the festival.
That's right.
Now I understand this year, as we all know, COVID interrupted a lot of industries, the events industry most of all. So the festival didn't go ahead, and it is one of Australia's largest festivals, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Australia's largest touring festival.
Wow.
The festival, yeah, it was such a shame, of course, that happened, and we started to be in 2017 for the festival. We had in Maitland and Canberra shows originally, and then we in the following year we sent the beer to Townsville, when we had in the and also in WA and South Australia. So we cover 6 cities with Groovin The Moo, and not having the festival this year, of course, is devastating. But we came together and we were like, okay, what are we gonna do? We need to, increase our presence, and we need to continue to talk to our customers and to the people that follow us, right? That follow Groovin The Moo, but also the people that enjoy beer at the festival, and we wanted still to connect to them. So we decided to come up with a third actually beer, which is the red ale. Mm-hmm. And we also created last year the pale ale. So now we've got a range of 4 different beers, and the last one is our ginger beer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so this year we are working hard to increase distribution around Newcastle. Mm-hmm. We've got our beer already available in a lot of pubs and venues, on tap as well.
Oh, cool.
As well as cans, which is really exciting. We just started selling through BWS, and we will soon through the Murphys in the Hunter region and around Newcastle. Mm-hmm. But we also sell nationally through our website and also through Boozebud, which is another website. They sell a lot of alcohol across the country. So so it's exciting.
That is exciting. And because the people who were attending the festival were obviously big music lovers, you still have that connection with the music from the festival.
Yeah, that's right. So we started what we call our fortnightly 45 playlist on Spotify.
Yeah.
And what we do is basically we invite an artist to create a playlist for us of what, based on what they're listening to at the moment. And we upload that playlist on our Cattleyard Brewing Co playlist on Spotify. Cool. And we change that every 2 weeks, which is great. So I think we are on our 12th edition, and we've had artists like Kim Churchill, we had Trophy Eyes, we had Kinder, we had now a female artist. It's the latest one. Her name is Wallace. Which is really exciting. We also had the Music Magazine, which they're great supporters of the festival, and they got their teams to create a playlist for us, which was really exciting. And we had Danny Clayton, TV presenter, and also he's been a great supporter of the festival throughout the years. So it's really exciting.
I love that. And it's a real immersive experience, isn't it?
Yeah, the idea is to really promote those artists to continue to talk about music, because the beer is all about mates and music and having a bloody good time. So
cracking good time.
A cracking good time. So it's it's our love for music. It's our, of course, link to Groovin The Moo and link to the music industry. And for us, it's really important to support the industry and put the artists on display. So
I agree. So people can, you've got a thing here, but people can go to Spotify.
Yeah, so people
playlist.
People can just search on Spotify for our playlist, but they can also scan with their phones with the Spotify app. They can scan the barcode, and then it takes you straight to our playlist, which is cool as well. And if they check our Instagram, we also have all the on our link there. You can go straight to the playlist as well. So it's really cool. It's been, people love it. We also have on our case as well, so it's great. And
I love that.
But it's just combining our love for good times, music, and good beer.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah, which is
solution
really cool.
to, you know, a big disruption of the world and our country.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really nice, you know, added value for your customers.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I love about your beer is the biodegradable ring pools.
Yeah, so the ring
top?
top.
Ring
The
top.
ring tops. Yeah, so the ring tops are biodegradable, which they're great. It means they can put them, you can dispose them into compost, which is great. It's from a company called Biopack, which we've been working with them, not only with the beer, but also in events as well.
Yeah.
They create, you know, a lot of great products
So
for the event
important.
industry as well.
So important. You
it's
just- They're notorious for being found in the ocean, aren't they?
yes.
So hopefully not your ones, but they'll be composted by the user.
Yeah, and hopefully people will compost them.
Yeah.
But also, I think for us is really important, not only, of course, sustainability, but also that idea of community and what we're doing for the communities and regional Australia, and that great link that we have through Groovin The Moo as well, supporting those regional towns, which is very important. So I think Cattleyard's all about that as well.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And so your background is really events, and we're talking major events, not
Yeah,
very
so-
small events.
yeah.
You've done some big stuff with Vivid and Sydney festivals, and
Yeah.
you know, you're a founder and director of Motti Smith event management company.
That's right.
So how has this current environment affected you in terms of events, not just with the music festivals,
Yeah.
as an industry as a whole?
Well, overnight, of course, we lost 95% of our business in March, as soon as the restrictions came in place. So yeah, it's been really, really hard because, as you said, we do major events, right? I've been working with Sydney Festival for 14 years.
Yeah.
And Groovin The Moo for 11 years, and then also Vivid, I think for maybe 6 years now. And we do a lot of major activations, and also we look after public catering and hospitality for big events as well. So that's our main business, right? So when COVID hit and, you know, the uncertainty of it, we were trying to find other ways to make an income, but also to, you know, we had a business already, which was the beer.
Yeah.
So we all came together as, you know, Blake and I, and also Rod and Steve from Cattleyard Promotions / Groovin The Moo, and we were like, well, now it's time for us to really invest in the beer and make it grow. So I think it was a no-brainer just to put our, you know, attention to the beer, and unfortunately now we don't know when we'll be able to do major events again.
Yeah.
But at the moment we're still working with Sydney Festival, which is great. They're planning a great all Australian artists festival, which is great. All Australian Works, which is good. So
In person, or is this a virtual event?
well, no, there might be a few things that will be virtual. There might be a few things with smaller, you know, venue capacity
Okay.
that we might have to do. They'd still be live,
Yeah.
things like that. But of course, it will depend on the restrictions.
Sure.
So the plan can change at any
It's
time.
really hard to plan anything.
It's
isn't
really
it?
hard, yeah. So, but they've got a program. Wesley, the artistic director, is great, and he's got an all Australian program, and I think it's going to be fantastic. And hopefully, we'll be able to deliver the full program as it is. So,
And are you planning Groovin The Moo to, as though it will go ahead for next year?
well, we don't know
Hard
yet,
to
and
know.
also will depend on the restrictions. So,
Yeah.
it's a really tough one. I think the promoters, they are working hard and to make it happen, and I think will definitely depend on the easy of the restrictions, or we don't know what the future holds. It's a massive touring festival, so and you need time to plan, and then really if you think that we plan the whole year for the festival and we are ready in October, and the festival usually is in April, May,
Yeah, it is.
so we really don't have much time.
Of course.
Right, but I think if the restrictions ease, I think we're hoping that the festival come back because I think there's so many people that support the festival. We've got
Yeah.
such a great following, and we love everyone that attend, and we love going to regional towns and meeting all the people there and hearing their stories. And you know, I work with food vendors and local food vendors in each area, and I love hearing their stories, and it goes back to what you guys do, right?
Yeah.
So it's just amazing to see what people do. And and the food truck industry has been, and the food, just not food trucks only, but markets and everything else, it's been hit really hard. So it's now at least you can see some markets coming back and some smaller events coming back, so you can see a few food trucks around, and you can see food vendors and markets and stuff. But yeah, hopefully we'll see them at our festivals again.
Well, we hope so. Yes, because you're right. We do have a number of food trucks present on fairfoodie.com.au, and as well as Cattleyard Brewing Co. We do obviously want to be able to support food trucks to get more business, to get out to more events. Hopefully they'll start, ramping up again. We all hope that we've got some, Christmas parties and Christmas markets to go to.
Definitely.
So that'll be really nice. So how many towns does the festival go to, and how many people attend?
So 6 different cities.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 different cities. So we do Townsville, Adelaide, what we call Wayville. We do Canberra, Bunbury, Maitland, and I'm missing one, Bendigo in Victoria.
Wow, how
Yeah.
cool.
So it's really cool. It's very hectic during the festival because sometimes we do up to 3 cities in one weekend. So we do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then the following weekend we do another 2. And then we usually finish with 1 on the last weekend. So it's pretty hectic, moving all the teams around and artists and everything. It's a massive job. So it takes a long time to plan,
energy,
right?
yeah.
I only for this festival in particular, I've got 120 vendors, just food vendors.
Wow.
So
In the 6 different cities.
in 6 different cities.
Yeah.
So each event is it's an average of 20,000 people that attend the event. Yeah. So it's
And probably hundreds
lot
of
of food.
staff as well.
hundreds of staff as well.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
a lot of food.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully this food didn't go to waste. I'm sure there was a bit of time in the news that the event couldn't go ahead.
Well, I think a lot of when it happened, it was the Friday. I think the Friday the 13th of March.
Yes.
We were actually at an event. We were organizing an event in Newcastle,
Oh, wow.
in the Hunter, actually, doing a music festival there, and we were told on that day that from Monday it was all gone.
No events.
No
yeah.
events,
It was
right?
really, quick news, wasn't
So
it?
everything had to stop. So a lot of vendors that were supposed to work on that weekend, especially at Formula One,
Yeah.
that was cancelled.
Right,
So
yeah.
all those people lost a lot of money in stock.
A
And
lot of people travelled for that too.
yeah, exactly. And they travel with their families. It's a big cost.
Yeah.
Some people travel with their trucks from New South Wales to Victoria, to even up to Queensland, for fairs and carnivals and festivals and events. So I can imagine that nothing now, what all these food vendors and food trucks are doing right now, because there's not much work, not enough work for the
Yeah.
amount of trucks that we had and for amount of food vendors that we had. So I think it's been really tough for the industry.
So how do you plan ahead in this kind of unknown times?
Yeah, now we are planning, so for example, for food trucks, really we're looking to how to manage queues, right? How to manage sanitization and all that stuff. So basically based on the guidelines from the government as well. So we're putting plans together and discussing with government on how can we deliver those events. Of course, we're not going to have anytime soon the same number of people attending those events, but hopefully we'll be able to do smaller events, but do it safely. So, and you plan, but plans change all the time now.
Yeah.
So
I imagine a lot of people who were considering an event, like I know people who were planning a wedding, for example, this year, have just decided, let's just do it next year, give us some breathing space, more time.
Yeah.
Allow the restrictions to loosen up a bit more over time. Hopefully, you know, they'll have their dream event or their dream wedding next year.
Yeah.
So I guess we can only hope that it's all back in full swing next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, at least now people are drinking. You know, people still can drink at home, which is good.
Yes. So you are
and they
doing
can
more.
still go and they can still go to pubs.
Yeah.
And that's really good. So they can still enjoy our beer.
Did you always plan to sell to customers directly, or was this always designed to serve only at the festival?
No, at the beginning it was just to serve at the festival.
Yeah.
But of course we thought it would be great because we
bonus.
had such a big following with
Sure.
Groovin The Moo that it would be silly not
Yeah.
to. But the beer in the first instance was specific for the festival. We
Yeah.
just wanted to provide another option and something that our patrons would look at it and go, oh, it's a familiar face, it's a familiar beer because it's a Cattleyard beer.
Yeah.
So, so, but then we thought now it's time to, now that they can come to the festival, they couldn't come to the festival this year.
Yeah.
So we're finding ways to bring the beer to them and music. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Two beautiful patterns there.
Yeah.
Beer and music. You also on your website talk about crops to can.
Mm-hmm.
So using local producers for your
Yeah, so
ingredients.
local producers, local. We've been working with local breweries as well.
Yeah.
So our first beer, for example, the first lager that we produced in partnership with Cattleyard Brewing in Canberra. So they actually help us to create the first beer.
Okay.
Yeah, until in 2016, 17, we hired then a general manager and a brewer, and JJ, and he started brewing our beer. So
the Canberra establishment are more to get you on board if you don't have the beer brewing skills.
no, the Canberra was like a relationship had with Richie. Richie, it's from Cattleyard Brewing, and Battle of Cider as well.
Okay.
And we had a great relationship. Battle of Cider used to sponsor Groovin The Moo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a chat because we decided to make the beer, but we were like, okay, where do we start, right?
Yeah.
So we had a good chat to Richie, and he's a great guy. So he said, of course, guys, you know, we can help you out, and they help us out. And so we brew our first batch through Capital, and then a few years later, we actually did a collaboration with Capital to brew a special beer for Trophy Eye Music while they were touring at Groovin The Moo
Oh yeah.
in Canberra.
Yeah.
And so it was great. So we created that beer as well with Capital. So we had a great relationship with, and we still do.
Is that the one you've got hidden to
No,
your side?
that's another one actually. So that one, so as you can see, we love doing beer collaborations.
Yeah.
So
great.
that's a collaboration that we've done with Ty's Hill Cellars in Newcastle, and which is great. It's an India Red Ale, and
What is it? Indian
Yeah.
red ale.
so it's an ale, but it's a little bit more, it's a little bit stronger. Yeah, and it's stronger flavors of malt, and it's quite a. Actually, it should taste. And you can tell me what do you think.
Sure.
And it's been really great. So we're selling, of course, through Ty's Hill and sellers in Newcastle, and we're getting great response. So you can see
It's very different, isn't it?
it's very different.
I'm not a beer connoisseur, but to me that feels a bit more creamy.
Yes, it is actually. Yeah. It is creamy, and it's
And a bit spicy, isn't it?
Yeah, if you try,
I'm
actually
not good with
try
identifying
I'm gonna get you
flavors.
drunk.
But yeah, no, it's
But try
okay.
now. Try the pale ale so you can see the difference. So that's a lot more fruity, and
This one's more
yeah,
fruity?
a lot more fruity. You can taste peaches. It's very
Ooh, it is.
yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So that was another one that we wanted to create to we wanted to make it similar to the pale, so you can actually drink more than one. Usually people
Yeah.
think pale ale, oh, I can only have one or two and then I'm full. I feel full when I don't want to drink anymore. So we tried to make one that was light in taste, but still have strong, fruity flavors and that depth of the ale.
Yeah, it talks about stone fruit and peach notes, super fruity and extra drinkable.
Exactly.
I like that. That's a really nice
Right.
summer drink, isn't it?
Might try one as well.
I know. It'd be rude not to.
Best served bloody coat.
And it is. I like that.
Yeah, so that's a little bit stronger in alcohol content
Okay.
than the lager. So the lager is 4.2, that's 4.8.
All right.
Yeah. And the
Great summer drink.
and the in the red ale it's actually 5.8%.
All right.
So
Okay.
you can see that
Be
it's a lot.
careful on that one.
Yeah.
And Ty's Hill drive-through. So,
Mhm.
and is that a pub as well, or that's a bottle shop?
So it's a cellar. Yeah, it's a
Cellar.
bottle shop cellar in Newcastle.
Castle.
Yeah, so we had already our beer, our other beers is stocked there, and our brand manager, sales manager, had a conversation with them, and they decided to do a beer collaboration. So it's great.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it was a fun process from designing, designing the brand and everything, and so it was really cool to do that.
So I'm assuming most of your customers come from Newcastle. They're more familiar with your beers there, but now you are distributing Australia-wide.
Yeah, that's right. So our customer base is Newcastle based. That's where the beer comes from. We've got our Rod and Steve from Cattleyard Promotions, Groovin The Moo. They live there.
Right.
Our sales guy lives there.
Okay.
So Blake now is our general manager as well. So he's been going there. He goes, every week there as well. So we've got that really good connection with Newcastle.
Yeah.
One of Groovin The Moo shows being in Maitland,
Right.
which is right next door.
Sure.
So yeah, so we are increasing our distribution through pubs and venues around Newcastle and Hunter region. So that's our primary focus at the moment, but also then through other platforms like Catty, which is the platform that connects suppliers, so brewers, to pubs and venues in
Got it.
Sydney, for example.
Okay.
So
Like the wholesale relationship.
so we've signed up through Catty, which Catty is from. Actually, one of the partners at Catty is Richie from Capital Brewing and Battler. So he started now Catty. So we've got the relationship, and we saw that he was doing that. We were like, okay, we're gonna get on board as well. So we signed up for it, and so that's a great way for us to increase our distribution in Sydney as well, and then other parts of Australia.
Yeah.
And of course, during Groovin The Moo, we want to increase our presence in regional towns like Bendigo and Townsville and Wayville and WA as well.
I love that you're bringing, activity, entertainment, but also employment to those towns with, the festival and lots of food trucks and probably event staff as well. Do you get the locals to run those events rather than shipping a team around?
Yeah, Groovin The Moo works with a lot of universities around regional towns where they get a lot of staff from.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so and they're also advertise in local communities. So the focus of community-based festival is very strong. The support to regional towns. So for example, when I'm sourcing vendors, we give preference to locals to start with. Of course, if we can get the number of vendors that we need locally, we then go to vendors from Sydney, food trucks from Sydney or Canberra or other places.
Yeah.
But that's a preference. So the festival really has a strong community. They really support the community.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, which is really good. And you see that on the event staff that started just maybe working on a very junior position, and these days they are an event manager of a show, or they have a higher position somewhere else, and they it becomes family. Yeah. So Groovin The Moo is really family for us. It's and now we have a beer to drink with the family.
I love it. I'm really happy to come and drink
really
a beer
good.
with you and your family.
It's
a beer or four.
4 or 5. So yeah. So we don't know. We hopefully I'm sure we'll be doing other collaborations very soon.
I'm sure you will.
If Groovin The Moo goes ahead next year, we're definitely going to do a collaboration with another band, which our aim is to do a collab beer every year with a different band that's touring with the festival. So we'd like to do that. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That we can.
We'll be there.
That we can come back.
I hope you do, because I think you guys are doing great stuff, and
Thank you.
And really like that. I like that you're involving the community across Australia, and you are a bit of a serial entrepreneur at this point in time. You've got your fingers in a lot of pies.
Yeah.
Which is cool. You have to, especially right now.
Yeah.
So I might give a little shout out to your other business, Entertaining Experts.
That's right.
Which is this beautiful tray that we're drinking off today.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. So Entertaining Experts started as I was doing, of course, with COVID. We were focused on the beer, but we didn't have any events, so I just started doing an e-commerce course, and started thinking about creating an online shop, right? But then I started thinking, okay, what do we really like and what do we want to do? I love entertaining at home. I love interior design. I love home decor.
And I can attest to that because I have been to a few of your parties in the past, and they're always extremely slick and professional.
Thank you.
Feels like it's been put on by a team of event managers when it's usually just you. Not saying that just you, but you're very talented with the entertaining world. So you know how to put on a really good show.
Yeah. Well, a tip for that: you set up your table the night before.
Oh, good. Good to know.
No, but we started. So we started thinking about what we could do, and then we decided to sell items that people could use to entertain at home. So, for example, trays or bar trays or bottle openers or glassware, things cool that I usually find, and I always wanted to sell because people come to my place, or people to a party that I'm organizing, people ask me, where did you find this? Where I love this? Yes. Or even like napkin rings or anything to make that celebration a little bit more special, to make that table look a little bit more special and everything. But then we got in touch with our friends from Stage Kings. Stage Kings is the company that pivot, and they pivot incredibly.
They did the desks.
They did the desks, exactly. Yes. They did desks. So we approached them, and with the idea to create the trays. Yeah. So we've been working closely to them to create the trays, and we got Mick, it's the head designer, and he designed the tray for us. So that's going to be our first. This is the prototype, but it's going to be. So soon we're going to have it on our website. So we'll let you know when we launch.
That safely holds 8 beers without spilling on
a couch. No, definitely not. And they're very strong. Yeah. They're very good. So.
And more people are entertaining at home because, they either don't want to go out to a restaurant, or they weren't able to go out to a restaurant for a while. I know more people are having small gatherings at home, and so they want to make it special, don't they? Like, you know, you might be having a 50th birthday or
but also
1-year-old's birthday.
But also, I always say I'm entertaining myself. Sometimes you have to entertain yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes
that's true.
you are at home and you just want to have a glass of wine, but why not actually set up?
Yeah.
Do a nice setup, right? Why not put yourself like...
I bet you do every night,
I do.
don't you?
Not every night, but I'll make myself a nice cheese platter or a nice, you know, appetizer or something like that. But I think it's that's the beauty of, you know, we're spending so much time at home. We want to have nice things to look at, right?
True.
And functional things as well.
Yeah.
So just with the trays, like the trays I use for everything. I use for glassware, I use for bar setup, I use for just to put books on them. So things like that. And
you're right. We should be enjoying food and drinks at home more because, you know, so many people, especially probably our friends in Melbourne, been locked up for months. Try to make it a little bit fun and entertaining.
But I also think as well that it's the, you know, a lot of people are not spending money at the moment, right? Yeah. So if you can make it nice at home, that you spend less money, you can have, you know, a few nice things that you can use to enhance that experience at home and when you have your friends coming over and everything. So it's simple things that you can do and that you can buy, that you can, and make it, you know, make it special. So we're just, you know, trying to source really cool, different pieces. So, and pieces that I like buying, you know, and that I like using at home. And, you know, when I set up a table or when I've got friends coming over or I set up my bar. So just having that.
And you have great taste, so I know all the items on there will be beautiful. But like Bunnings has been busier than ever this year. Everyone's wanting to update their homes.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So updating structurally or you know new balconies or whatever, but probably updating in terms of decor as well. I'm sure many are doing the Murray Kondo cleanup and rearranging furniture. You did your kitchen cupboards, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think, you're spending a lot of time at home. You want it to be beautiful.
But also the other thing is also you can, all these things you can actually take with you when you're organizing an event outside. I always say that organizing a small party, it's a lot harder than organizing a big event.
Really?
Like for me it is, because I'm so used to big numbers, right? And because then the small details are very highlighted when you organize a small party.
Yes.
Right, so that attention to detail, you have to be really...
Well, I do remember, I think it was about 2 years ago, you put on an enormous cheese buffet.
Oh yes.
I think it was a Christmas party.
Yeah, it was a Christmas party.
Enormous! You clearly planned for a major event, and it was a very small event, but there was a lot of food.
There was a lot of food, that's right.
You don't go small.
No,
I like
it was
that.
A lot of food. Yeah, it was a Christmas party.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. So I love entertaining my friends, and I love, you know, spending time with them, you know, having a beer and having a good chat, and you know, and I just want to make my guests to feel nice, to feel, you know, and to feel at home,
of course,
which is good. So that was the whole idea, and for me, it's really, for us, is really to give people the option to, you know, purchase a few things that we like as well, and then, you know, hopefully in the future we'll be doing all this stuff as well. Maybe a bit of styling here and there, or
why not?
You know, who knows? So now with COVID, so we don't know when our big events will come back. So I think we're following a little bit of another passion, and I think that's exciting.
It is.
And I think a lot of people had the chance to do that and are doing it, which is really cool.
Oh, it is.
You know, a lot of people are moving to different careers or doing other things. Like you guys have, you know, been doing something completely
exactly
right?
like that.
So
I agree. I think you know, it has been a tough time for so many, but also opened so many new doors for many others.
Yeah, and of course, you know, a few days you're just gonna go, I wish we we're back to normal and we never had this and all that stuff, right? Because sometimes if you're depressed and you just it's hard. Of course, for me, for example, e-commerce is the first time I'm dealing with e-commerce, so it's actually everything is very new.
Yeah.
So I was calling a friend of mine yesterday, going, "How do you do shipping? You know, I'm having trouble with shipping and all that stuff." And you know, she's had a business now on Shopify for a while, and she was like, "Don't worry, just ask me whatever you need."
Yeah.
I was like, "Great." So I think people are also willing to help each other now,
Of course.
which is great.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, but it's very new, so it's not easy.
It's not.
But having the support of your friends, having the support of your family, have people around, and it's what matters, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, which is good.
Well, it's been really nice catching up with you. Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
joining
That's
me.
been amazing.
You're a busy man.
Thank you. Thanks for coming all the way
I
here.
love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Your beers are beautiful. So
Thank
I
you.
really like it. I think it's just in time for summer. Today's not so summery.
No,
We're
it's
supposed
not.
to sit outside
No,
in the sun, but
But they're in the fridge for Friday.
that's right. So, and your beers are on fairfoodie.com.au.
That's right. Yeah.
So go and check them out online. And all the best with the events. We look forward to seeing them come back to life.
I know. Thank you
next
so
year.
much.
Cheers.
Cheers, and thanks for giving us this platform. You know, that helps all our small business as well,
Of
which is
course.
great.
Of course, we want to see you guys do really well, and so check out Cattleyard Brewing Co on fairfoodie.com.au and follow them on Instagram.
Yes, Cattleyard Brewing Co.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Fernando.
Thank you.
See you soon. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and share it and smash the subscribe button. And if you are an Australian farmer, producer or small business owner who would like to have a drink with Lisa, get in touch.
A few moments later.
But it was
Zinc. There's no zinc.
this one with citrus. Is this the one
Yeah.
you meant to say?
Exactly.
So,
Because I was going to say zesty. It's a zesty flavor with citrus flavors.
citrus
Yeah.
flavors,
And then
not zinc flavors. I don't know what zinc tastes like, but I was
it's
willing.
good for you.
I need zinc, so this actually means I don't have to take my supplements tonight.
It's definitely good for you.
12 seconds later.
Tropical hop aromas. So what does that taste like?
That's a little bit lighter than this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So the red ale, this is like a red ale, but it's a little bit lighter. You can try them.
Oh, that's okay. I've
Crack a
had
good time.
3. Well, maybe we should try.
More beer.
I'm
More
afraid we don't have enough beer. More beer, please.
2 hours later.
Should we crack it?
Yeah. Crack it. Crack it.
6 hours later.
I think this might be my favourite.
I think they're all your favorite.
Possibly, yes.
They're all my favorite too.
So I'm just going to take
I
this
should just-
tray.
I love it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Mm.